With the international break in full flow, the commentary upturns their attention to the Women's Super League. It opened up last night with Manchester United beating Reading by 2-0. There's already a game going on, and at half-time it's Aston Villa 0, Leicester City 1. I'll try and keep you abreast of that at half-time. But the players are just coming out at Goodison Park, where it's our very first match as we dip into WSL for the very first time on the channel, as we get ready to bring you Everton against Manchester City in the company of your big match commentator, is JB. Over to you.
Yes, thanks, Ross. Hello, everybody. We are breaking new ground on the commentary hub, and I'm breaking new ground as a commentator. In 7 years of doing commentary on YouTube for either the TC Hub or JB Sports, I've never done a women's league match. But today it's a new era in our coverage, and we're delighted to bring it to you and hope it fills the void left by the international break. Of course, there's another match going on down the road at the Etihad Stadium tonight, which is a big charity match in aid of UNICEF. We know what that's about. But it's all about the Women's Super League, which got off to a blistering start at Leigh Sports Village last night, incidentally, when Manchester United women got a 2-0 victory over the Reading ladies, although there was a bit of controversy in that game, as Reading, although there was an effort that hit the bar, came down on the line for Reading, that didn't count. Anyway, the Manchester City are just coming out here at Goodison Park. Of course, they've got to keep with COVID protocol. Everton are coming out of the tunnel opposite me on the far side, and City have just come out between the Park Road stand and the Bullens End stand, Bullens Road stand, I should say. And as they come out, I'm not sure if they're coming out to Z cards, but there's quite a number of supporters, not quite as many as we would think, but there's at least a good 8,000 or 9,000 inside Goodison Park, and it's good to see that the ladies are taking centre stage during this Saturday, where there's no Premier League or action or anywhere else, but Manchester City just making their way out now to the middle, led of course by Steph Houghton, charismatic England international skipper. And the Bullens Road's quite empty. There's a few in the Gladys Street, quite a number in the main stand there. There's Willie Kirk, the Everton manager, and of course his opposite number, Gareth Taylor, as well. Let's look at the Everton side. And McIver in goal, Srebek, Bjorn, George and Turner, who's the captain, the back four. Then it's three in the midfield with Christensen, Finnegan and Galley in the three-man midfield, three ladies in the three in the midfield, and Daly, Duggan and Advogard up front for the Everton ladies. Brosnan, Esmail, Galvin, Sorensen, Graham, Clinton, Bennison and Pattinson are the substitutes. For Manchester City, Tayeb is in goal for them. And then it's Morgan, Steph Houghton, Greenwood, that's Alex Greenwood, and Stokes across the back. Three in midfield with Lozada, Coombs and Weir. And then up front, Razo, Shaw and Becky. On the bench for Manchester City, we've got Keating, Jill Scott, Georgia Stanaway, both England internationals of their own steam. Lauren Hem, Ellen White, another England international there. Ruby Mace and Alana Kennedy. The referee today is Kirsty Dowie, and her two assistants are Emily Carney and Melissa Bergin. And the fourth official today is Lucy May. There is, I'm just seeing there, Kirsty Dow there, our referee this afternoon. FIFA approved official. And good luck to everyone there. There's Gareth Taylor. And came to prominence. Former Manchester City youngster, came to prominence under Stan Turner many years ago in the men's game at Burnley. Was the top scorer at Turf Moor for at least two of the three or 4 years he was there for. Very good header of the ball he was, Gareth, in those days. As we're preparing to get underway then at Goodison Park for this Women's Super League clash. As you know, Leicester City are winning at the moment against Aston Villa. Russ will keep you informed of what's going on of that one a little bit later on in the programme. And of course, Manchester United got off to the best possible start last night in Leigh, winning by 2-0. Well, the fans are in good spirits anyway. Just to remind you that both teams are in traditional colours. So just to remind you, Everton are in the dark royal blue and City are in the pale sky blue. Just to distinguish you both. So if you are listening to the commentary and you're listening to the stream alongside it, that should help you with the two colours. Now then, as we get prepared to get underway, then as Shaw will get us away now. Of course, the players take the knee. Of course, in the battle that football has and society has against racism, any walk of life, and I think that's the right thing to do. As we get underway then at Goodison Park, Steph Horton with the first ball forward now towards the far side. As I say, City attacking the Gladys Street in the first half, dug it in there strongly. Here she is now, turning away from the man and now away from her opponent, and that was Christensen who tried to turn away there, but Manchester City have got the ball now. And here is number 13 for Manchester City. And down that side it goes and knocked away once more. And I'll try and figure out who that number 13 is in just a second, because I hurriedly wrote it on the notes. I'll just try and work that one out. You're not missing anything at the moment. Just my cock up, really. So number 13 is Razzo. 13 is Razzo. And as the ball is pumped in there, still no score. Everton have it on the far side. So Razzo is number 13. And yeah, that was one player that I didn't get down from the team sheet down to the notes, because it's all done in such a hurry. Anyway, we've had 1:30 gone here of this Women's Super League clash, and I'll try and be as quick as I can. It's the first time, you'll have to bear with me, folks. It's the first time I've ever done a women's game. Stokes has given away an early free kick there. And now the ball back towards Steph Horton, the England skipper, of course. Here she is now on the ball, Horton. And gets the ball down there towards Morgan. And Morgan has lost it. And here's a chance now for Darley to break through the centre now for Everton. Darley towards the edge of the area. Good opportunity here for Everton. Ball played back in there. Darley shoots. And Darley just shoots wide of the far post for a goal kick. But a lovely move started by the ball being given away. And then it was really good play there. And Darley, who made the initial break, Kendra Darley, just screwing a right-footed shot just wide of the left-hand upright for the first goal kick in the match. We've played 2 minutes 16 in the Women's Super League at Goodison Park. Live on the commentary hub, JDAT Football, JB Sports, Storm FM and Commentary Hub 2. We're also live, of course, as usual, on Twitter, Periscope and Twitch as well. JB in the commentary box, breaking new ground. Myself and Russ here for a very historic moment in Commentary Hub, in the short history Commentary Hub of our channel. The first ever Super League match, Women's Super League match here. And here come Manchester City breaking down the right-hand side. Good defending there by Gabrielle George there. There was a good run down the left-hand channel. A decent looking cross. And then George had to get her body in the way and stop that. It's a good open start to this Super League game. I think there could be plenty of goals in this one today. It was Shaw, although she's got a name Bunny on the back. But she is Shaw, I am told, on the team sheet. So we'll call her Shaw, but she does have the name Bunny on the back. It's Manchester City try to turn again. It's a free kick now. Referee Kirsty Dowd just trying to keep a lid on things in the early doors. Women's football really in the last sort of 7 or 8 years has really taken off in a very big way. The women have done really better in major competitions than some of the men have. Although the men are getting better. Oh, that was a bit of a poor back pass, but it just found the goalkeeper there, Sandy McIver there for Everton. The ball knocked forward again, and it was Greenwood trying to get that ball forward. Horton just Greenwood again, leaving it to a goalkeeper, Corina Taib is in goal, even though I've got it down as Kareem Benatour. Okay, Taib to to give her a full name. This is Greenwood now, just breaking it out from the edge of the area. Now Steph Orton still inside the area. Ball out towards the far side, and it's Morgan now picking the ball up now. Morgan just trying to look for runners, and she might have one here through the middle. Out comes McIver, who did really well and knocks it into out of play for a throw-in, but on halfway to Manchester City ladies. Sandy McIver really had a good little starting point there, and she did really well. As Rasso came charging forward down that near side there. Throw taken now by Esmea Morgan, but she's lost it, and here goes Darley again. She's having plenty to say for herself, Darley, early on, and here she is now, left-hand side. She's got Turner for company. This is Danielle Turner, the captain. Turner got back inside now to Gabriel George. Now Finnegan, back to George again. George charged away there by Razzo for a throw-in. But been impressed so far with Kenta Darley. She looks a very handy midfield player. Everton, free kick has been given, and Danielle George just gets on with it, really. Or Gabrielle George, I should say, not Danielle. That's Danielle Turner. It's difficult to keep up. Spinnaken takes possession. This is number 8, Izzy Christensen on the ball. Ball breaks kindly there, and a chance here for Everton near far side. As Abigail set off in pursuit, but Steph Orton was quickly back there, the number 6. Very experienced defender. Experienced England international now. Lots of caps to her credit. And Christensen knocks the ball back in there. Horton, oh my goodness to me. Horton was cool as a cucumber there, and she almost tamed down the river. Would have been a bit more strength from that header pack from Steph Horton. There was a bit of miscommunication. Horton was waiting for a goalkeeper, and well, I'll tell you what, if she put any purchase on that one, Steph Horton, that could have been a disastrous start for Manchester City. And that's a free kick to Manchester City, just shy of halfway there. Foul there on Weir by Christensen, and a free kick it is to Manchester City. Saturday afternoon football here, live on the commentary hub. I hope you enjoyed it at home. And of course, you can give us a shout out. Of course, try and get behind the women's game, folks. And of course, special mention to the grassroots, of course. And here's a chance now for Manchester City down the left hand side. A point men over, and Everton just got themselves a little bit of a pickle in defence. Natalie Bjorn just making a hole to that clearance, but she did well in the end. The ball being picked up now by Tony Duggan, former Manchester City player, came back to Everton during the closed season. Of course, the Super League's been rocked by things like COVID and things like that. As the cross comes in from the far side from Shaw, but but the cross didn't come to anything. I'm loving the start to this game. It's a good committed game from the ladies here in this opening 7 or 8 minutes. This is Willie Kirk, Everton manager. And he'll be hoping that they have a decent season. Of course, they've signed, as I say, Tony Duggan. And that's a big cue for Everton. Scouser through and through is Tony. And she was saying in an interview earlier this lunchtime on the well-known football show Football Focus that he's happy to be back playing a football in her hometown. That's not a good kick though by McIver. This could put City in with a real opportunity here. But Christensen saw the danger, but the ball is still there with Lozana. That's Vicky Lozana. Here she is now. Lozana now plays the ball back, and it's Steph Orton now for Manchester City ladies. Finds number 14, Esmea Morgan. And Morgan goes back to Steph Orton. Alex Greenwood is just to a left-hand side, and this is Greenwood. Oh, she took a risk there. Good pirouette there. And Coombs now back to Greenwood and tries to get the play over on the far side. And she's got Janine Becky away here on this far side. It's Janine Becky into the area. Becky shoots, and it's a good save by McIver at the left-hand near side. It was a good cutting from the left-hand side there by Janine Becky. Did really well there on that far side. didn't look at many options, so Becky decided to go herself. Hit it right foot. It was well hit, but it was straight down Sandy McIver's throat, so to speak. As we played 9.5 minutes here on the TC Hub. Women's Super League action for a Saturday afternoon. Russ Vernon in the presenting chair and me, JB John Stutton in the commentary box. Here's Becky again on that far side. Becky tries to shoot and just hits it into the Gladys Street end for a goal kick, but she's had 2 sighted now, Janine Becky, in about, 60 seconds? 60 seconds if that, as we come up towards the 10-minute mark then here at Goodison Park in the Women's Super League, opening weekend of the season. And just a shout out to all the Sunday League players that will be back playing this weekend. Now that you can tell when every other level of football starts, the football season is well and truly alive and kicking for another season. It's not just about the Premier League, it's about much more than that football. Here's Janine Becky. No, she's lost out this time. And here's a chance for Everton to go forward, but they've been back in defence a little bit here. And here come Manchester City now coming forward. And again, Becky will be the outlet. The shot comes in just outside the penalty area and over the top it went. It was Caroline Weir with the shot. Did really well there, Weir. Picked it up there about 20 yards, 25 yards from goal. Hit it left-footed, but just a little bit tamely as we look at Gareth Taylor. Last time I saw him, he had blonde hair playing for Burnley. His hair's got a bit darker since then, but he's aged a bit since I've seen him. I saw him in the flesh many years ago playing for Stan Turner at Burnley. And he was certainly a good header of the ball, scored lots of goals with his head. I think I remember him scoring something like 20 goals in what was then the first division, now the championship. And most of them, in fact, I think all of them came with his head. Little known fact about Gareth Taylor. Never used to score too many with his feet, but his team are in a bit of trouble here because Everton going forward there with Abagard, but the shot was charged away, and Darling now picks the ball up. Looks for Tony Duggan on the far side, but couldn't be found. 12 gone. 0-0. If you've just joined us on TC Hub, we're in the Women's Super League this for Saturday. No Premier League, of course, during the international break. There's Anna Avagard, number 19. Scandinavian player, of course. That's both teams now just settling down into a nice little rhythm and a nice little pattern here. It's been a good start to the game. No goals, but plenty of good action. Of course, Everton ladies have just got themselves a groundbreaking sponsorship with Football Manager, the computer game for the forthcoming season, which is a great boost to their almost complete profile, of course. And the ball out towards the right-hand side here, and City have got plenty forward, and the chip comes in, and McIver just getting under the roof of the net for a corner. It was Razzo making the break down the right-hand channel there. And she was completely untracked. She was onside as well. The assistant did really well there on that near side, Melissa Bergin. And the goalkeeper, McIver, somehow managed to get a good glove on that. Yep, did well actually. Flicked it onto the roof of the netting. And it's a corner for Manchester City far side. To remind you where the teams are attacking in this first half, incidentally, there's Razzo. Just to remind you where the teams are attacking in this first half. City are going towards the Gladys Street end, and Everton are going to the deserted Park Road end. Here at Goodison. Here comes the corner, far side. 4-5 forward in sky blue as the ball comes into a crowded penalty area, but well dealt with by the Everton defence. And now here's a chance now for Darley to take possession just on the near side, tracked again by an opposite number, Laura Coombs. McIver now gets the ball back from the pass back by Darley. Still 0-0, and the whistle's got again. Free kick just inside the run half to Everton. Coming up to just shy of a quarter hour played in the Women's Super League. So if Sue's wondering, if she's tuned in, Sue, No extra time, no penalties. It's just 3 points. My old friend Sue is a JB Sports subscriber as well. She sometimes asks, is there any extra time and things like that. Anyway, ball played over to Becky on the far side. Becky has got 3 in the penalty area. Still Becky looks to try and go on her own, and in the end she just ran out of options and ideas. Tony Duggan has nicked the ball now for Everton. And here's Christensen. That's Izzy Christensen. And there's a good open field to this game. And the pace of the game has been relentlessly fast in this opening few moments as the ball goes back to Bakaiba, who's had 1 or 2 good shots to save. The impressive save, of course, chipping that Razzo effort onto the roof of the net. Steph Orton has possession now for Manchester City. Goes back to Taib in the fluorescent yellow. Here's Orton again, edge of the area, edge of their own area, gets the ball forward, but it's well intercepted there by Finnegan. Now the ball flicked on by Duggan towards Darley on the far side. The ball has been lost. And that should be Greenwood's to pick up there under pressure from our England colleague, Tony Duggan. Everton normally play their home matches at Walton Hall Park. And Manchester City play just outside the Etihad at the sports complex there, of course. But taking the opportunity to use Goodison Park while the men's team aren't playing at the moment this weekend. Cross comes in and it evades everybody. Inside the area, goes behind for a goal kick for Manchester City with 16 minutes gone. And they're back at Goodison Park, incidentally, in 8 days' time when they take on Burnley in the Premier League. Rafa's men's team are in a terrific start with 7 points out of a possible 9 from their start to Premier League life. And of course, Russ will keep you updated at half-time of everything that's going on in the world of football. Well, I'll take a quick break for my half-time cup of tea, or whatever tickles my fancy anyway. At the moment, we've got a good game of football. 17 gone. Everton 0, Manchester City 0 in the Women's Super League. And a long ball forward, looking towards the run of Daniel Turner. And Morgan just had to make sure that didn't go any further. It will reach Danielle Turner. And it's a corner to Everton. It's a nice idea to try and pick out Danielle Turner, but Esmea Morgan had to just make sure that the corner was conceded or nothing untoward came from that. But Everton have a chance here. Corner from the near side. High towards the far post. They all jumped for it. It was a City head. And then Darley back in on the right foot. Goes sailing over the crossbar. And a goal kick it is to Manchester City ladies. Now that will please Willie Kirk, the Everton manager. Must be a great buzz for Everton ladies to be playing here at Goodison Park. There's a decent sized crowd. I reckon about 8,000 here. Quite a lot of empty seats, of course. But here's a chance now for Everton. Shot comes in. Oh, what a good save that is! And Duggan can't pick up the rebound because Horton got there first. It was Evergaard's right-footed shot from just outside the area. It was a mistake here by Vicky Lysander, which really set Christensen up, rather Evergaard up. Took her time to shoot, and shoot it she did. And the goalkeeper didn't make it too much of a mess of it, but she did well enough. And Steph Orton helped out there before Tony Duggan, our England colleague, could come in there. But a good 2 or 3 minutes there for Everton. I don't think the first goal will be long in coming, folks. I'm going to bank that at Barclays, who sponsored the Women's Super League, incidentally. Barclays, who have been a great supporter for football for well over 35 years, of course. They were a sponsor of the Football League until '93. And then Of course, they supported the Premier League for some 15 years and still do to this day. And now they are the proud sponsors of the Women's Super League. It's their second year of their sponsorship as we see that effort again. Yeah, I tell you, just doing well, actually. And I think she knew Steph Orton was in close proximity, which meant she could get there ahead of Tony Duggan anyway. So it's actually a very good save, as it turned out. As we come up towards 20 minutes gone. Game for good chances, but still no breakthrough. But I can see a breakthrough coming in the next, certainly towards the end of the first half here. And it's been a cracking one so far. A little slip there from Radu, but she keeps her feet very well, I should say. Here's Morgan, and again they have to go backwards to Steph Orton, the captain, of course. Orton gets the ball over towards Becky on the far side, and she's found her perfectly. That's a good ball from Steph Orton. A range of passing never ceases to amaze one. Here's Becky now from the far side. Still 0-0 here on the TC Hub. And really, it's good to see at the moment that both sides are really going for it. Well, we've got a breaking play. I just want to play a little tribute, of course, to one of my commentating heroes, Brian Moore, who 20 years ago passed away, age 69. I think he'd have been quite happy, a great football supporter, great supporter of all kinds of football, from schoolboy level to women's level. I think if Brian was looking down on this today, I think he'd be very, very pleased that the women's game has got a much higher profile, and I think he'd be delighted about that. I think it would be a game he'd love to commentate on as well. Here's Becky now. Cross coming in, turned away, only half away by Turner. Shot comes in and just evades the crossbar. Right-footed Shrive. It was Vicky Lozada with the shot. Becky again doing good things on the left-hand side. It wasn't a good clearance by Danielle Turner, and it came to Lozana, who hit it right-footed and over the top. So going back to Brian Moore just for a second, Brian was an influence to me. He was the guy who got me into football with his districted commentaries that made you watch the match as if you were watching it with a friend. And Brian Moore was one of my inspirations, one of my heroes. And, 20 years, I can't believe it's 20 years past since that unfortunate day. It's died on the same day, incidentally, as the England men's team won 5-1 in Germany. Anyway, so I'm sure Brian Moore will be looking down at the women's game now, knowing its high profile, and he'll be delighted as punch about that, I think. And I just want to pay tribute to one of my commentating heroes. Anyway, back in the present day, we've got a good game on here. Manchester City 0, Everton 0, rather Manchester City 0. A traditional ground of English football, Goodison Park, and it still, however old the ground actually is, still holds its splendour and its grandeur. It's got vibrance to it. It's got atmosphere. Of course, there's talk about Everton moving away to this ground as we see Vicky Lozada's shot again. There it is. And in fact, I think it hit the outside of the post. I'm just looking. There's an angle of this inside the goal. Lozada again takes her time to shoot. Not a bad method of trying. May have just shaved the angle of post and bar. Wasn't far away, I can tell you. Here's Morgan now coming forward for Manchester City. And asking a lot of questions. Lozada on the ball now. Becky to her left-hand side. Janine Becky, that is. Back to Morgan again. That's a poor ball. Intercepted there by Tony Duggan. Halfway through the first half then. It's even Stevens. Still 0-0, but a good first half. Very enjoyable. A good watch. Greenwood on the ball on halfway for Manchester City. Finds Steph Orton. Orton now just slowing it down a little bit. Almost at walking pace as she again goes sideways towards the left-hand side where Alex Greenwood's close at hand. Ball played over towards Radu. Can Razzo get there? No, she can't. But it is a corner. Conceded by captain Danielle Turner. Been a good first half this, as Razo now lines up to take her position inside the penalty box for this quarter to be taken on the near side now to Manchester City. Women's Super League for the first time ever live across the TC Hub network. Of course, our streaming partner is Melon. And of course, the player of the match will be sponsored by Commentary Services. Horton's corner. Oh, that caused a few problems. But Everton just did enough and got it out. I think it is for a Manchester City throw-in. It is a Manchester City throw-in. Steph Horton takes the corners from that near side, and she put a cracking delivery in there from that near side in front of us in the Bullens Road stand. Still 0-0 here as the cross comes in towards the penalty area. Razu was waiting again. Ball hooked away this time. And again, Greenwood this time on the chase. She wears number 5 for City. Horton number 6. And here comes Lozana now towards the edge of the area. Still Vicky Lozana. Gets to the byline. Janine Becky in a bit of space on the left as well. Becky looks to play. Oh, that's a lovely ball in. And a chance there. And the ball might break to the edge of the area. He's hit the post and it's gone in. It's gone in. It's Manchester City 1 up. Right footed drive. I couldn't tell who it was, but it's 1-0 to Manchester City. Goal scorer being mobbed by her teammates. And I'm just trying to work out who it was. It was Vicky Lozana who's got it. Vicky Lozana has scored for Manchester City. Good running here down the left-hand side. It came to Janine Becky here. She put a lovely ball in. The ball pulled back. McIver did well. And Lozana, first touch was brilliant to control. Had a bit of luck there, hitting the right hand, inside of the right-hand post. But it flew in the net, flew in the opposite left-hand corner. And with 26 minutes gone, Everton trailed Manchester City on opening day of the Women's Super League by a 0-0. Vicky Lozana, the goal scorer. Everton come forward at the other end. Ball played in there towards Turner at the back post. And knocked away once more. Villa are 2-1 up now against Leicester City in the other Women's Super League game. That's a later score. And we've got a game at 3 o'clock. Tottenham Hotspur ladies against Birmingham City ladies. If you are following us here. But now are the latest scores and what fixtures to come. There's a couple more tomorrow, including a tasty London derby between Arsenal ladies and Emma Haynes' all-conquering Chelsea ladies. Should be an absolute classic. Ball played into the area. Chance inside the area. Tony Duggan. Oh, she tried to do too much. I think she might have been offside anyway. Assistant there, Emily Carney, deciding that was offside. And she probably, well, it's close. Certainly, Abigail was offside, but she wasn't interfering with play. But definitely, there was definitely a problem or 6 there for City, but the assistant did well there. Emily Carney did really well. Duggan may have just been a smidgen offside, just a smidgen, no. But Emily Carney got it right. But anyway, 1-0 to Manchester City. Vicky Lozana, the goal scorer. Good finish by her. And Manchester City will be up there, of course, as for challenges to win the Super League, of course, alongside the Arsenal ladies. And, of course, the Chelsea ladies under the managership of the best female coach in the game. No doubt about it. Emma Hayes, terrific manager as she is. Ball out of play. It is a throw-in. Tony Duggan, though, joined the battle out there as Willie Kirk has a word or two with his coaching staff at the moment. It was a beautiful finish, though, by Lozana. Terrific right-footed effort. Yeah, she needed a little bit of fortune. Cannoned off the right hand upright and in, but it was a real peach of a goal, it's got to be said, but I think Manchester City just edging it slightly because they do have had the chances. This is the goal again. Vicky Lozada. And McIver just couldn't get there. And the ball ricocheting off that post and into the net. And isn't she a delighted lady? Meanwhile, at the other end, Everton going forward, and it's come out once more. Chance here to reload into the penalty area. Duggan is there on the far side. So too was Christensen, but she couldn't be found. But Everton have fought back well after going a goal down. As we come up towards half an hour almost played, and Daly again putting in some lovely balls from the right-hand side at the moment. She's really giving it her best shot. Ball knocked forward again by Finnegan. And she's lost out, and away comes Morgan. And here's Vicky Lozada. And Vicky Lozada gets the ball back to Steph Orton, who hits it off an Evertonian, and a goal kick. Daly's been Everton's best player thus far. She's made some good runs from midfield. She's drifted out to the right a little bit in the last few minutes and is putting some quality crosses. So plenty for Willie Kerr and his boy and his ladies to work on. I nearly said troops, but that's not right. Anyway, we're still live, and we're happy to be so here for history on all Commentary Hub platforms and our broadcast partners, JDAT Football, JB Sports, my own channel, Commentary Hub 2, and Mike Arneman's brilliant Storm FM as well, bringing you Women's Super League alternate Women's Super League commentary from Goodison Park between Everton and Manchester City. It's been an interesting first half. Anyway, here's Demi Stokes getting the ball back to Alex Greenwood. Greenwood knocking it forward. Lozada jumping for the next ball. Headed on by Galley. Christensen knocking it forward. And tackles flying in at the moment. Turner looking again towards Avagar, but she's lost out this time. Tell you what, there's a lot of people that not women's football, but if you actually take the time to go and watch a game live or on the television, you'll realise how frenetic and a good pace of the game it is. Razzo with the cross coming in, and what a good bit of interception that was from the Everton defender there, and she's going forward at the moment. Terrific play there by it was Gabriel George, I should say. Look at this. I mean, Razzo is a very quick player, and I tell you what, Gabriel George did absolutely superb. Brilliant defending. 32 gone at Goodison. Everton 0, Manchester City 1 in the Women's Super League. Just to remind you that Villa are leading 2-1 in their match against Leicester City ladies. And Tottenham and Birmingham kick off their Women's Super League campaigns in around about an hour, about 55 minutes from now. We'll be on the air till around about 20 past 3 this afternoon across all platforms here on the TC Hub. Everton 0, Manchester City 1 at Goodison Park. Opening weekend of Women's Super League, and Janine Becky almost got in behind the Everton defence on the left-hand side. Bjorn had to cover there, the number 5. Natalie Bjorn, another Scandinavian in the Everton lineup. Rotating quickly. And again, another throw. And Shaw this time. Trying to wonder why she's got Bunny on the back. Probably a nickname, or maybe it's one of her middle names. I'm not quite sure, but it's Katia Shaw to give her a name on the team sheet. Here she is now. Shaw now getting towards the byline. Not back across. King Greenwood winning the header there with Avagard. Been a good first half this from both sides. It's been very competitive. Here she goes again. Shaw on the far side, but she's lost possession, and it's a nice little battle royal between the two teams at the moment. Steph Orton in there with a committed challenge, and just asked a little bit of Razzo, but she's got there ahead of Turner, and she's beaten Turner down that right hand side. She's cutting for the byline, chance for a cut back, and it just wouldn't break for Manchester City inside that penalty area. Tell you what, Steph Orton is a committed sort of player. Yeah, I thought it was. Bunny was her nickname. Russ is our producer and host. Russ has confirmed it. That's good enough for me. Coming up towards 11 minutes plus injury time at the end of the first half in a very competitive Women's Super League match. Everton ladies 0, Manchester City ladies 1. Good game, this. Very enjoyable and a pleasure to commentate on. You're listening to myself, JB, John Stuttard in the commentary box, and Russ is hosting proceedings this afternoon. Here's Weir on the far side now for Manchester City. Caroline Weir, that is, but she's lost it there to Kenza Darley, who's given it away back to Weir, incidentally. And here's Becky in behind. Becky with a cross back. And Turner getting back there just on the edge of the penalty area, or by the penalty spot, I should say. And here goes Darley again. Darley, who's a workhorse in that middle of the park, but it's Becky again from Manchester City. Cutting in from the left-hand side towards the edge of the area. It's Becky now for Manchester City. Oh, it's a fantastic goal by Janine Becky with the right foot. It's a superb goal. No wonder Gareth Taylor is all smiles. That was an unbelievable goal by Janine Becky. And Manchester City have taken a firm grip on this game. It's Everton 0, Manchester City 2. We've played 35 and a half minutes. And Janine Becky, who's certainly in the frame at this early stage of the proceedings to be in the hat for player of the match, which she's certainly done a candidate put out toward no harm at all. All her own work, cutting from the left-hand side and just central of the D, cuts in, hits it true right-footed, no chance for Sandy McIver, and it's 2-0. The ball nestling sweetly into the left-hand corner of the net. And Manchester City, one of the favourites for this Women's Super League this season. 2 goals in 10 minutes to them. Vicky Losada with the first on 26, and now Janine Becky with the second 10 minutes later. Been an excellent first half, and the favourites now take a huge grip on this Women's Super League opening weekend game against Everton. And there's back to business with Gareth Taylor, but when that goal went in, well, you could tell he was a goal scorer once upon a time, and he'll appreciate the art of goal scoring of that sort of calibre of goal. And it would be appreciated at any level of the game. But what a great finish by Janine Becky. A terrific goal. In fact, both goals have been terrific, really. And it's been a terrific game of football. And I tell you what, if you paid your money as a neutral to come in to any of these Super League games, you're certainly getting value for money in most of them at the moment. And problems now for Lily Kirk. But his half-time tea talk will have to be a very good one if they're going to get back into this game. A few of the substitutes there warming up. Just to run you through the 2 benches: Courtney Brosnan, Claire Elmsley, Valerie Govin, Nicolene Sorensen. Here's goes City again. They might get a third. They've got a third inside the penalty area, and it's Shaw who gets the third. From 6 yards again, right-footed, and what is it? 3 goals in 12 minutes. And Manchester City are running away with this. The player nicknamed Bunny, Kanjia Shaw, has made it 3. And it's a long, long way back for Everton now. It was from Everton's own throwing, which was completely wasted. And again, you've got to say, Everton's defence was all over the show. And, Shaw won't get a finish better, an easier, better finish than that. And boy, is she delighted. 3-0 here on the TC Hub and JB Sports, JDAT Football, Storm FM and TC Hub 2. Of course, we're live on Periscope, Twitter and Twitch. And it's 3-0 to Manchester City. Don't forget our Twitter handle, incidentally, at Commentary Live 1. Russ's Twitter handle at media_journal or journal. And my own Twitter account is at Stutzy83 if you want to follow me on that and all that jazz. But at the moment, it's a good afternoon for Manchester City. Good first half work. Gareth Taylor again beaming smile on the face. He must be absolutely thrilled to bits at this moment in time. And ball is knocked forward again by Morgan, and she's lost it this time, but back came Lysander. Stafford now from Manchester City. Three goals to the good now, with about 5 minutes to go in the first half. Brilliant finish. Yes, underscore Media Journal, incidentally, I've been told. Anyway, here's Razo now for Manchester City, who lead 3-0. That I can tell you with great authority and great certainty. Here's Morgan, chips it in from the left-hand side, and this is so easy for Manchester City at the moment. Ball chip back again. It could be a possibility of a fourth. Everton will not want to concede another one before half-time, which has got 5 minutes still to run here. Morgan's going across to the near side to take the throw-in. Yes, there we go. I'll let Russ do his own Twitter feed from now on, if he wants to do that at half time. This is Shaw, and she was bundled over, but the referee Kirsty Dowie says no free kick, and we play on. And what could Tony Duggan and a band of merry ladies do to try and get back into this game? Well, they're not so merry at the moment. They're 3-0 down, but at the moment, actually Shaw's in quite a lot of agony there, and I think that's a sensible decision from Kirsty Dowie to stop proceedings. An experienced referee in this at this level of the game. As I said, FIFA-approved referee, as I said at the top of the game. This was the challenge. It was Danielle Turner going in. I mean, she did swipe her from behind. I've got to be honest. I thought that was a free kick. I still believe it was. And the medical staff on the field now just giving treatment there. No VAR for these Super League games, even though we are at a VAR venue. This was the goal. It was set up incidentally by Razo, and the ball and Razo just pulled it back a treat there for Shaw to knock in there. And Bunny away she was. The player nicknamed Bunny, bunnied away, and scored the third. I think it's because her teeth are like bunny teeth, I'm told. But joking aside, I don't think the Everton manager, Willie Kirk, will have anything to smile about or laugh about. Going to have to pull off the mother and father of all half-time team talks here. In fact, Everton have just gone into a little huddle while Shaw's being treated and just said, come on, girls, let's get on with this. We've got a game to try and rescue here. And what Everton could do here at the moment is just try and keep it at 3, at least to half-time. If best case, try and nick a goal before the break and then give themselves a little bit of a basis to work on for the second half. And then, of course, go out there and just go for it, I think, in the second half. They'll attack the Gladys Street in the second half, incidentally, here at Goodison Park. 3 minutes to go, plus any stoppage time, and 2.5 minutes to go. And it's Everton 0, Manchester City 3. 2 goals in a 12-minute period between the 26th and the 37th minute. First goal coming from Vicky Losada after 26. 10 minutes later, a terrific individual goal by Janine Becky, making it 2-0. And then 2 minutes later, on 37 minutes, Kezia Shaw with a simple tap-in after Razo had done all the hard work on the far side to make it 3-0. So it's been a chasing in after a bright first half an hour from Everton. They've really gone into their shell and find themselves 3-0 down. Daniel Turner and Tony Duggan and co will have to dig deep now for the remaining time that remains of the first half and the whole of the second. And just to remind you, it's still Aston Villa 2, Leicester City 1. That's still a later score. And of course, Russell will check that with you later on in just less than 90 seconds from now, actually. But I've enjoyed this one. First time we've ever done women's football on the TC Hub. First time I've ever commentated on a women's club game, and I've absolutely loved every second of this commentary so far. It's going like a dream, and what a good ball that could be if City can get in there for number 4, but McIver gets back there. Good pass back there by the defender, and McIver got it away. And here comes the player nicknamed Bunny. That's Kaja Shaw. Raza again. Just playing a 1-2. Oh, that came a little bit quickly there to Morgan, who tries the audacious effort in the end, but it's well wide of the far post. And the goal kick it is to Everton Women. And they turned up, paid good money. So far, they've seen a masterclass from Manchester City, but they're enjoying their day out, and they're not too depressed that the women's team are 3-0 down. They're giving the cameras a bit of a wave and waving their flags, and they're just enjoying I think they're just enjoying the spectacle, and it's also a family occasion as well. The executive box is therefore of good family here. It's a good family day out. Women's football is such that way, and I think it's played in a very good spirit, and the Everton fans, even though the scoreline isn't on their side, we've got 300 minutes incidentally at the end of the first half. They're having a good time, and really that's what matters, really. Of course, on the pitch, it matters to the 22 players involved, but to get the crowds of about nearly 10,000 at a big Premier League ground is an upward surge in the women's game as the cross comes in. It was Razo's cross. McIver just smelt it there, but got it at the second time of asking. No further damage inflicted on Everton in this first half, as we're now almost a minute into the free here at the end of the first half at Goodison. And Everton come forward now. Can they just produce one bit of magic before to give their supporters a little bit of half-time comfort? Tell you what, I'll need a cup of tea after this first half. It's been completely and utterly breathless. Lost my voice then. Anyway, free kick to Manchester City. Excuse me there. Greenwood to take the free kick. Everton 0, Manchester City 3. Russ Vernon and myself, John Stuttard, JB, on the TC Hub duty this afternoon. Us back in the studio, me commentating on the game. So I hope you're enjoying the coverage, everybody, and I'm sure Russell pick out one or two nice messages as well for us to read, for you to read out at half time. I hope he does anyway. Here come Everton again. Number 22 has it now, Gary, to get it out towards the far side. Number 8 is Izzy Christensen. And Darley can't keep it in place. She really had a good first half an hour, Kenza Darley, but has really got off the boil a little bit. But Gareth Taylor will be delighted, no doubt about that, as we go to the final minute of the free. And Willie Kirk, plenty to ponder over here at the end of a chasing in first half for his band of ladies. Or his band of sisters, I should say. But 3-0 it is. But honestly, women's football is a very high standard. And for people who doubt women's football, go and see a match or go and watch a match on television. And you will realise, actually, that these games are very good competitive matches. And we've seen just that today. City maybe 3 up, but Everton have given as good as they've got here. Duggan now making a good break. And Daniel Turner was completely 3 on to the left of the penalty, the left of the D. And if it just got a better ball in there, Turner might have had a free shot at goal. But Terracers still have it, but they've run out of time. The 3 minutes had already gone. And referee Dowett brings the first half to a close. So as both teams go their separate ways, Manchester City will head down towards the little gap between the Park End stand, and the Bullens Road stand. Very delighted with their first 45 minutes work. Goals from Lozano after 26 minutes. Janine Becky with a superb individual goal on 35. And then Kadja Shaw with a simple tap-in on 37 minutes. As the players now go off their separate ways down the 2 separate tunnels to their respective changing rooms. One team delighted, the other distraught. Everton had a good half hour, but then obviously with the three quick-fire City goals, faded away, and they've got plenty of work to do at half-time. So I'll hand back to Russ with the news here at Goodison Park at the moment. It's Everton 0, Manchester City 3.
Thank you very much there, JB, as we're coming up toward, as it's just gone off time in our featured game, coming up towards full time, but there's a bit of a stoppage in play with the. It looks as though it's the Aston Villa goalkeeper down injured. Still 2-1. There was another Villa player down, but she appears now to be back up on her feet in the game at the Banks Stadium, the of Walsall, where Aston Villa ladies also play their games. They're leading by 2-1 to against Leicester City after Leicester took the lead in that game. The team news for that charity match, which JB mentioned, which is it the of the Premier League champions from last season, Manchester City, have been confirmed earlier today, and there's no Paddy McGuinness for England. He's pulled out through injury. No Roman Kemp. He has tested positive for COVID. Get well soon to Roman there. He was scheduled to play for the Soccer Aid World 11, but the team news is in for England is James in goal, then David James in goal, James Bay, Gary Neville, Jimmy Carragher, Mark Wright, Ollie Murty is the captain, Wayne Rooney, Paul Scholes, Arid Pavlou, James Arthur, and Sean Wright Phillips. The bench of Farrah Williams, Mo Farah, Joel Dummy, Chunks, Joe Cole, Jamie Redknapp, H, Kelly Smith, and Max Whitlock. Now for the World 11, Soccer Aid World 11, and I'll just run you through their team news, which has been named this morning as well, just prior to us going on air here today. So just give me a second, just so I can get the full names up for you, so I can give you the full names. In goal is Shea Given, then is Youngblood, Dermot Kennedy, Pablo Zabaleta and Tom Grennan, Clarence Seedorf, Patrice Evra, Roberto Carlos, all the midfielders, Julie Fleeting, Clarence Seedorf, Julie Fleeting, should I say, mentioned Clarence Seedorf, Big Zoo, and Usain Bolt is the starting teams. As for the subs bench for the World 11 is De Jong, Mowold, Sonate, so that's Nigel De Jong, Ingrid Mowold, Kem Sonate, Chelsea Grimes, Robbie Keane, Darren Fletcher, Wes Morgan, the former Leicester City man, or Aduba of Strictly Come Dancing, Martin Compston, and Lee Mack. England's manager tonight, incidentally, is none other than former England boss Sven Goran Eriksson. And he's got, as his assistants, he has got Micah Richards, and that's going to be fun seeing Micah Richards shouting things at his work colleagues, which is Jimmy Carragher, Jamie Redknapp, and Gary Neville, and former England goalkeeper David Seaman. Paddy McGuinness pulled out through injury, and as I mentioned, Roman Kemp pulled out through testing positive for COVID, so get well soon to Roman Kemp for that one. But that is the lineups. It was the game still being played in the Banksy Stadium in the WSL between Aston Villa and Leicester City. Gone into 8 minutes of stoppage time. But there goes final whistle. Aston Villa have beaten Leicester by 2 goals to 1. In that one, there is a game which is going to take place at 3 o'clock, which I'll keep my eye on to tell you how that opening stage of that game goes on a little bit later. That is between Tottenham and Birmingham in the FA WSL. And there's a women's championship game going off as well at the moment. That's between Watford and Liverpool, and Cairns has given Liverpool the lead after 5 minutes. They've been playing around about 30 minutes in that one that kicked off at 2 o'clock, and Watford are trailing by a goal to 0 against Liverpool in that game. There's a few more matches that will be played later. Some in the non-league, some non-league games, some League One and League Two matches. I'll go through. I'll just tell you some of those fixtures. They all kick off at 3 o'clock today. In League One is Accrington against Shrewsbury, AFC Wimbledon versus Oxford, Cheltenham versus MK Dons. All the matches postponed due to international call-ups or some cases in one of the camps of COVID-19. Bradford City versus Walsall is in League 2, along with Bristol Rovers versus Crawley, Carlisle v Salford, Exeter Forest Green, Mansfield Harrogate, Newport Leyton Orient, Northampton versus Scunthorpe, Oldham versus Barrow, Port Vale v Rochdale, Stevenage against Swindon, Tranmere versus Hartlepool. And while we're at half time as well, before I go and tell you some of the league matches in the National League today, on behalf of myself, JB, and all of our team at the Commentary Hub, let's send a very big happy birthday message out to our commentator, fellow commentator, presenter, our very good friend, Mr. Mike Orneman. Happy birthday, my friend. Hope you're having a great day. I'm sure I mentioned that he mentioned to me that he was probably going to be down at Stevenage against Swindon today, so hopefully Stevenage can get you a win on your birthday. In the National League, some matches going off today are Altrincham against Dover, Bournemouth v Stockport, Chesterfield v Bromley, Dagenham and Redbridge v Wealdstone, Eastleigh versus Kings Lynn, Grimsby v Barnet, Maidenhead v Torquay United, Notts County v Aldershot, Solihull Moors versus Weymouth, Southend United against Wrexham, and Yeovil Town against FC Halifax Town is a 5:15 kick-off this evening. In the National League North, some of the matches in there: Blyth v Brackley Town, Chester v Alfreton Town, Chorley v Gloucester, Darlington v Bradford Park Avenue, Guiseley against Kidderminster, Hereford v Spennymoor, Kettering v AFC Fylde, Leamington v Curzon Ashton, Southport v Gateshead, and York versus Farsley Celtic. In the National League South, just quickly, as we get ready for the second half here, which players will be coming back out again very, very soon, is Bath against Dartford in National League South, Chelmsford v Dorking, Concord v Hemel Hempstead, Eastbourne Borough versus Dulwich Hamlet, Ebbsfleet versus Hamilton Waterlooville, Oxford City versus Maidstone, St Albans v Chippenham, Tunbridge versus Hampton and Richmond, and Welling versus Slough as well. There's a few FA Cup matches. All kick off. Majority of them kick off at 3 o'clock today. Lichfield v Nuneaton is at 3:30 kick off. Good luck to Worksop Town, the local side to me. They take on Newport Pagnell in the FA Cup first qualifying round today as well. Just looking to see if, I'm not sure if another non-league's local side to me. Good luck to Scarborough against Witton, Scarborough Athletic. That is there. I'm not sure if another one of my local teams got through to this competition in the FA Cup. I'm not sure if they got through in the FA Cup. I'm not sure if they did. I'll have a look, see if they're playing today, or if it's a league match for them while we're waiting for the second half to get underway in our featured match today. No FA Cup match today, but good luck to Mulby Main. They're taking on Emley AFC at 3 o'clock in the Northern Counties East Football League Premier Division. The two teams are getting ready to come back out onto the field of play right now, so good luck to those for the second half. And also good luck to another local side to me before going back over to JB, which is Parkgate FC. They take on Selby today in the Northern Counties East League Division 1 around the Sports Complex. That is a 3 o'clock kick-off for them, so good luck to them today. With the players getting ready to come back out, and I can see that Everton will set to make a couple of changes from what I can see. Let's hand back over to your big match commentator for the second half, and he can tell us who those changes are and who's going to come on for them. It's time to hand over to our match commentator.
Thank you, Russ. Before I do, actually, I just want to actually. There's the teams coming out, as I can see. I just want to give my local team of Barnoldswick Town a bit of a shout. By the way, they take on Pontefract Collieries, not too far away from where I live, in the first qualifying round of the FA Cup. They kick off, of course, at 3 o'clock, as you all know. So good luck to them. And also, I want to just say a very happy birthday to one of our distinguished colleagues at the commentary hub as well, the brilliant Mike Harneman, who is his birthday today. So, Mike, if you're listening, have a very good day and happy birthday to you, my friend. Right, there's the two changes that Russ was talking about. Of course, that Willie Kirk has made all the changes, has made two of the changes. He's bringing two of those players on, and we'll get a caption or two to try and confirm that. But a double substitution, so it means Everton are meaning a bit of business. I'm just trying to work out, showing any of our shirt numbers here, aren't they? So I can't tell you exactly what's going on there. But certainly Willie Kirk has rung the changes at the break. Emsley's one of them coming on, and Bennison is the other. Bennison wearing 28. That's Hannah Bennison. And Claire Emsley is going to come on for the second half. No changes I can see from the Manchester City side. Why would Gareth Taylor not change it? Anyway, they're getting ready to come on. So the first substitution is on. That's Bennison. So let's get those confirmed. 11 is off. So off came. So Darley is off, which is a surprise. Finnegan's the other one replaced, and Emsley and Bennison are on. Very surprised that Darley is gone, actually. Finnegan played in one or two nice little balls in that first half as well, but Willie Kirk's play to manage the Everton ladies, and his decision counts at the end of the day. They trail 3-0 as we begin the second half. Lasada, Becky, and Shaw the goal scorers. And we're underway now in the second half. Everton in the royal dark blue, City in the pale sky blue. And we're underway in this second period then. at Goodison Park, and away we go quickly with Everton on the attack now straight away, and challenges flying in there from Semenki. Ball played back there, number 22 Gary's got the possession. Ball out towards the far side. Everton need to have a good start to the second half, I fancy, if they're going to have a go in this second half. Ball played into the penalty area, and Everton starting the second half positively on the front foot, but Manchester City with that 3-goal advantage know that they're in command right now in terms of the game. And the next 45 minutes will be also crucial now. You still think that the points will be still heading on the bus down the M62 back to Manchester. We'll just have to see how this one plays out. Gary in possession now, deep inside City territory. Remember the Chile 3-0. Turner to the far side. Benison now, back to Turner. Turner there, crossing towards the far post, and the goalkeeper having to flip it over the crossbar. And Everton making a nice start to the second half. Tayyip having to come across there, but lovely football this from Everton. Cross came in, and the goalkeeper just had to flick it over. And she did very well, Tayyip. So a corner kick to Everton at the start of the second half. Emsley involved that time. I think the substitutions are working a little bit of a treat, a little bit of an oracle at the moment. Well, I wouldn't say oracle, but certainly working something. Corner from the far side, and it goes towards the near post. A little flick on, it'll come to Duggan. Duggan digs out the cross. It's too close to the goalkeeper, who takes it right on the line, but it was before the line and not after the line. And it still remains 3-0 to Manchester City with 3 minutes of the second half almost played. Or 2.5 minutes almost played, I should say. Here's Greenwood to get the ball forward. Header one there by Srebenki. Ball knocked on once more. And a chance now for Janine Becky, who had a terrific first half. And here she goes again down that left-hand wing. Cross gets a deflection. Favours Sandy McIver, who takes the ball no problem at all. There's some of the Everton fans, despite the scoreline, they're enjoying their day. Still a number of smiles across the faces of the Everton fans there. And it's good to see them. Good to see people of all ages taking in the Women's Super League. It's a league really that all the family can enjoy. And it's good to see. Free kick given away by Benison, the other sub, on short, one of the goal scorers. Just a little bit cumbersome there. In fact, it wasn't. It was Christensen, I should say. Ewan on JB Sports. Ewan McIntyre, a great friend of the channel of JB Sports, said it was going to be a good game. Well, he's not wrong. In a good afternoon's football, both sides have provided nice entertainment, but it's City with all the goals at the moment, 3 of them, all within a 12-minute period between the 26th and 37th minute. Now, Abagard is in trouble here. No yellow card's going to be brandished here. Just a quick warning there. It was Greenwood who was fouled there by Abagard. Yeah, it was a clear obstruction there, clear foul. Free kick to City, although I must admit I didn't see that first time because of the path of the ball. I was watching the path of the ball. Anyway, Greenwood with a free kick for City, rightly given by the referee, Kirsty Dowie, who's had a terrific first half, so a terrific game so far. I've really been impressed with her referee. Very, very impressed indeed. And good running there by Esme and Morgan, but Horton back to Greenwood, back to Horton again. Here's Steph Horton, the City captain. Really enjoyed the first half. It's been exceptional to watch. As Russ confirmed the substitute, says a chance now there for Razo. Has she got the corner? No, I don't think she has. She looks cloaking Decker towards the referee. In fact, I think it is a corner. After all that, now it's Danielle's Turner's turn to look cork and dagger to the referee. But anyway, Corner it is to Manchester City. 3 goals into the clear. Can they add a fourth to add to what's looking, dare I say it, a comfortable scoreline? Asada is taking a place on the far post, the left-hand post. Houghton again, higher corner, and that's too far even for Vicky Lysander, and that's out for a throw to Everton, almost in line with their own 6-yard area on the left-hand side. Well, she got the goal scoring started. Super goal in off the right-hand post, and then the brilliant Janine Becky, who's had a terrific match, scoring a magnificent second goal, probably, in my opinion, the goal of the game. And then Shaw with a nice little tap in past McIver to make it 3-0 into the left corner. And it's looking as if it's 3 points to Manchester City at the moment, and looking very strong at the moment. In a strong start to the Super League. And of course, they'll be above Manchester United on goal difference if it stays the same, which will please the Manchester City troops. This is Hannah Bennison. And there is Caroline Weir, who's had a decent game herself. Been a good team performance, I have to tell you, from Manchester City. It's been an absolute joy to watch, actually. But I tell you, if you go and see a women's football match, you're in for a right treat. You know, these guys, these ladies, they put on a very good show, play some lovely football, play some lovely stuff. That's out for a goal kick, incidentally. But I tell you, it's been an interesting watch thus far. Really enjoy bringing this match to you here live on all platforms on TC Hub, in association with our streaming partners, which is Melon, of course. Our partner, streaming partner. That's the Melon streaming app, and of course our broadcast partners, which is JB Sports, JDAT Football, Commentary Hub 2, and Storm FM. And the goalkeeper looked as if she was fouled there. Committed challenge there by Claire Emsley. Felt she had every right to go for the ball. Definitely onside. Yeah, just collides with the goalkeeper there. Greenwood, not a very tidy clearance, and a chance now for Duggan to pick the ball up. Chances here now. They're starting to put 1 or 2 things together, Everton, and they've got a free kick. Foul there on Abagard. And Coombs is not happy with referee Dowie. But Everton have got a free kick almost central to the D, 20 or so yards out. Just a little trip there, and sometimes it just needs a little trip from players like Coombs to give away silly free kicks like that. Can Everton get themselves back on the score, get themselves at least on the scoreboard, and give them a foothold potentially back into this game? So you will obviously think that way. Turner's over the free kick. 2-woman committee there. Looks like it might be made for Turner's left foot. And it is Turner, left foot through the wall, and it's a good save down away to her right by Taib. It's a really good piece of goalkeeping. She must not have seen it until possibly very late. But a genuine opportunity there for Everton to get themselves a foothold in the game, and they almost did so. Goalkeeper just saw it late, but it was a comfortable enough save, even though it was very low down across the deck. Clever free kick from Danielle Turner. Really clever free kick, and I have to say the goalkeeper had a bit more time than what I thought she had to get across and make a save. It was actually more comfortable than I thought it was, looking at it from the naked eye. It was a good save by Taib. We've just gone now towards almost the 10th minute mark of this second half live on the TC Hub. And it's Everton 0, Manchester City 3 in the Women's Super League, as Steph Horton there is taken out of it a little bit. Free kick. Horton again getting it forward towards Shaw. game of head tennis going on. Now Shaw brings the ball under control on the far side. Score of the third. Shaw, nice ball out towards the far side. So chances here for Manchester City. They've got two in the middle. And here is Razzo. And she's been bungled into the advertising boards. But the ball is still in play, by the way. Everton 0, Manchester City 3, live here. Just a TC Hub first here. TC Hub first for me as a commentator during a Women's League match. And I have to say, the experience has been a valuable one. Janine Becky has impressed me. Now, Becky going for the shot. Gets a bit of a deflection there off Galley, and McIver watched it all the way and caught it nicely. She's had a terrific game, Janine Becky. I've been absolutely impressed with her. Really have. She's had a super match. And really a candidate for player of the game, alongside the likes of Vicky Losada, who got a cracking first goal to get the City party rolling. Here's Becky again on this just in field on the left hand side, but now City just having a little bit more possession, and dare I say it, taking the sting out of this game a little bit. But it's been a good performance from Manchester City. And elsewhere, it's still 2-1, and I believe that's a full-time score. Aston Villa 2, Leicester City 1. It's finished there in that match at the moment. Anyway, here goes Razu. Concedes a corner of Emsley. Good defending there by Claire Emsley. Done really well there. Also, George has put herself a bit about as well. That was the earlier incident with Razo when she collided with the advertising hoardings. Steph Orton to take the corner again, this time from the far side. And George now with some defending to do. I don't think it's going to be Steph Orton. I think she's staying on the edge of the... No, she's actually gone into the penalty area, Steph Orton. It's in fact going to be Caroline Weir to take the corner and not Steph Orton. So Weir with the corner towards the near post. Steph Orton actually made a good run towards that right-hand post as well. But now City could be in trouble, but there's a player covering. And that was Demi Stokes. Brilliantly done by Demi. And now a chance here for the number 17, Vicky Losanda. Losanda finds Janine Becky. The two goal scorers now combining. Becky now to the line. Not the best cross she's put in all afternoon, but we can give her that one. Well, I think we can give her for that. Just proves that Janine Becky's only human after all. Goal kick to Everton. So far, so good. In terms of the scoreline at the moment, but it's been an interesting first half for sure. And I've thoroughly enjoyed the afternoon's entertainment being played here at Goodison. It's been a very interesting first 45 minutes for sure. Our first hour or so, I really enjoyed my commentary stint here for the Women's Super League. And as I say, if you enjoy women's football of a high standard, then you can't look much further than that, I can tell you. But Goodison Park has been the perfect host for this match. It's a traditional ground full of atmosphere. Even with only 10,000 in the ground, it's been a very atmospheric sort of an afternoon. And the players out in the field have really enjoyed their afternoon here, playing at a big Premier League ground. And it is a big Premier League ground. 39,000 this stadium holds, capacity-wise. Gives you an indication how far the women's game has come in a 6 or 7 year period. But the game is a really good one, and McIver just having a little bit of trouble there, getting a clearance away. Came off Razzo and out of play. Afraid Sandy McIver has not had the best of afternoons from her point of view. Now there's a chance here on the far side. Opportunity knocks here for Everton, and they've missed it. Oh my word. It was Tony Duggan, way through, and she didn't take the chance. Definitely onside there, no doubt about it. She had more time than she realised here. Beats the goalkeeper well enough, but hits it over. And Tony Duggan, who's a great English forward by her own steam, you'd have backed her 9 times out of 10 to bury that chance. Right foot, goal gaping just to keep her to beat. She beat Taib, no trouble at all, but she hit it over the bar. Now we're going to see Georgia Stanway come on. She's got the face mask because she's got some kind of facial injury that she picked up, and we're also going to see someone else as well. I can't tell who it is. I was going to run through the bench. They've got Keating, Jill Scott, Georgia Stanway's about to come on, Lauren Hem, Ellen Wright, Ruby Mace, and Alana Kennedy as their substitutes. Everton have got left now Bosnam, Glovin, Sorensen, Graham, Clinton, and Pattinson. Georgia Stanway prepares to come on now. She's got a face mask in place just to protect a facial injury that she's picked up. City have a free kick, meanwhile, back on the field. Looking for that killer 4th goal. We've had over an hour, half an hour or so down left to go. About 28 minutes it is, and the free kick came to nothing. But looks like we're going to see Ellen White as well. Ellen White is the second substitution. So 2 England internationals about to come on. Georgia Stanway and Ellen White. Both going to enter the fray for the next sort of 25 minutes plus injury time. Janine Becky has been certainly a candidate for player of the game. She's certainly had boundless energy. A goal was spectacular. And she's certainly up there for player of the match, in my opinion. But at the moment, City in complete control of this game and looking very good. This is Demi Stokes now coming down this left-hand channel. Still Stokes. Becky is to her left, and she's found Becky well. And here goes Becky. Lovely 1-2. Becky now with a cross. Oh, nearly an assist for Becky. Played a nice 1-2 with Lasana, the other goal scorer. And almost proved another goal there for City. And they're still not finished yet because Becky's got it behind. Becky holds them off. Gets it in there. Still Becky. Inside the area. Becky shoots. Hits the crossbar. Would you believe it? That should have been 4-0. Janine Becky should have had a second there. It came off the frame of the goal and bounced away. Can you believe that? Oh, she's worked tirelessly hard. Deserves more than the 1 goal she got. Shaw lost the ball there. And the 2 Scandinavian centre-backs for Everton were completely caught unawares. McKayma was beaten a mile. Everton have got a corner down the other end, incidentally, which Claire Emsley's going to take. Now then, could this be the catalyst for an Everton comeback? Hemsley's corner towards the near post. Bit of pushing and jostling going in, and then the shot comes in from Gali, and it goes well wide of the target. Goal kick to Manchester City. Been that sort of afternoon, really, for Everton. So Ellen White and Georgia Stanway come on. So Caroline Weir was the first one off. And Stanway will be the first player to come on. And number 21, Shaw, one of the goal scorers, is being withdrawn. And Ellen White will get an opportunity for 25 minutes to see what she can do. There's Georgia Stanway. Face mask and all now on the field. Giving some instructions there to Vicky Losander. And Bunny Shaw off. Ellen White on. So 2 substitutions each. Everton used theirs at half time with Emsley and Benison. White and Stanway now both on for Manchester City. So City have got left now Kiara Keating, Jill Scott, Lauren Hemp, Ruby Mace and Alana Kennedy. Here's McIver now in her own penalty area. Back to number 4 here, Savenki. Savenki to Bjorn. Bjorn back to Savenki, who now goes back to McIver. McIver back to Bjorn. Bjorn gets it forward. That's a poor ball from her. And this could be a problem now. Oh, that's a foul. Surely referee plays on and now we'll point back. Ellen White was taken out there, the substitute. And I wonder if she's going to go in the back pocket. Very hefty challenge on Ellen White, it's got to be said. This was the opportunity, this for Janine Becky. Oh, did it the angle of post and bar, didn't it? The right hand post and bar. How lucky can you get? So a free kick to Manchester City in a position of some danger for Everton here. About 22, 23 yards. Almost dead centre to the D. Won by Ellen White. So pushed by Bjorn. Now I just wonder, will City, with 25 minutes to go, try and finish this game off in style? Horton is one of the 2 women over this free kick. One of the 2 players over it. It's a 2-player committee here. The other player being number 5 Greenwood. So it's the 2 centre backs who are having a go here. It's going to be Steph Horton, right foot. Horton, oh, what a goal! Steph Horton with the right foot. McIver never moved at all. Everton 0, Manchester City 4. It's an unbelievable free kick from Steph Horton, the captain. The England international has put the icing on the cherry of the cake with 25 minutes to go. It's Everton 0, Manchester City 4. And this was a free kick to absolutely die for. Horton stepped up, 2-stepped, nonchalant with the side of the right foot. And in it went, over the wall. Goalkeeper McIver didn't even move. And City lead in this game by 4-0. Brilliant free kick from Horton. And boy, was she delighted about that. That's her first of the season. And she's had a very good game herself. So with 67.5 minutes played, it's Everton 0 now, Manchester City 4. And it's a goal kick as well. Well, we're watching that replay from Steph Horton's free kick. I mean, it gets better every angle you see it from on replay. So, 4 different scorers and 4 Manchester City goals. Gareth Taylor will be delighted about that. Now they just need a clean sheet. And it will be the perfect away performance. Goal scorers in chronological order. Vicky Lasanda, Janine Becky on 35. Lasanda up the scoring on 26. And then Weir after 37. And then on 67 minutes, Steph Horton with a right-footed free kick from just outside the D has just absolutely ripped Everton to shreds. Now then, it's damage limitations from now on in for Everton, but Manchester City, how impressive have they been as a team? There's no doubt that Gareth Taylor's side mean business this season. No doubt about that. And what a way to show off the intent there to your rivals like Arsenal and Chelsea women, who both meet tomorrow afternoon in which could well be a feisty London derby tomorrow afternoon. And some game that's going to be. Ball knocked forward now, high and long, over halfway. Header won there on the far side by Turner. Out for a throw-in. Gareth Taylor must be such a happy manager at the moment. The Everton fans still enjoying it though. Still smiles on faces. And it's a nice, good approach to the women's game. And my word, has it taken off big time over the last 5 or 6 years. And I tell you what, if this is the standard of women's football, I think we're in for a very good season of WSL football. And here come Everton now, trying to make something of it. Ball played in towards the penalty area. That was towards, I couldn't tell you who it was. I think it was towards Bennison, I should say. There's Bennison touching it off. Here's Garley. Can they try and at least get a couple of goals back and just add a little bit of possible respectability on the scoreline? Earlier today, Aston Villa beat Leicester City in the other WSL game 2-1. And we're also, I think, underway now. They've just kicked off in the game at Spurs between themselves and Birmingham City. They've just kicked off, in fact. It should be about a minute in, and that's goalless as things stand. So, free kick given now. Turner has won the free kick. Free kick Everton, far side. Can they at least pull one back? Steph Orton ensures that they don't. What a game she's had today, Steph Orton. Certainly up there for player of the match alongside the likes of Vicky Osander and Janine Becky. Another free kick to Everton. Christensen's going to take it. Razzo penalised again. The referee standing for no nonsense today. She's refereed it well, actually, Kirsty Dowie. Assistant, both Emily Carney and Melissa Bergen have done terrifically well. Lucy May has just done a usual thing with the fourth official board. But I thought 3 minutes was mighty generous at the end of the first half, I've got to be honest. Anyway, here's Christensen with the free kick into the area. It goes and knocked away once more. 19 minutes to go. Here's Turner now for Everton. Turner does well, but loses possession, she does. And City could be on the break here. I think Ellen White wanted the ball played a lot earlier than it was because she was still in her own half. And if she had played that then, White would have been onside because when the ball was played, she would have been in her own half. But she delayed, they delayed the ball, and in the end, it came to nothing. Greenwood can get it back to a goalkeeper, Taib. Taib now back to Greenwood. Greenwood now looking for runners, looking for options. That's a foul, no doubt about it. Free kick. George, the player penalised. Foul on Ellen White by Gabrielle George. Number 2 changes are put now for Manchester City. I haven't seen Jill Scott as yet. And Becky's one of the players being withdrawn, and what a game she's had. And on in her place comes Lauren Hemp. Lauren Hemp now on. And Greenwood is going to be replaced as well. And on in her place will come Alana Kennedy. So Kennedy will come on. Scaratella brings more changes before the afternoon is out here at Goodison Park. So 4 substitutes used. Everton have only used the 2 thus far. And we've got about 17 minutes plus injury time left to play. There's Kennedy, number 33. But Janine Beck is certainly high up in my estimations and thoughts for player of the match, and I'm going to make a decision in some 10 or 15 minutes from now who that player is going to be. Certainly Steph Orton is in there with a shout. And certainly Vicky Lasanda is certainly in there with a shout. And so too, you've got to say, Janine Becky. There's Lauren Hemp, the woman, the player that's replaced Becky in that lineup. It's like for like, incidentally. And we'll play on the left-hand side of midfield there. But interesting. It's been an interesting afternoon, really. Tough one for Everton to take. 4 goals conceded at home. Never a good start to any season. But, of course, the season won't be defined, of course, on one game. Still got plenty to go at. And Everton will win games. There's no doubt about that. They've got a side that are good enough. Tony Duggan up front will see to that. Plenty of goals in her on any other given day. But they've just come up against a very resolute back four in Manchester City of the likes of Debbie Stokes, Alex Greenwood, Steph Orton and Esme Morgan, who are one of the best back fours in the English game in terms of women's football. And they certainly proved that. And now with the likes of Alana Kennedy on, it just gets stronger. Now Stokes. And the first touch there for number 15, Lauren Hemp. And now opportunity knocks again for City just to stroll out with the ball, if you like, and comfortably just play the ball, just pass the ball around with very considerable ease as well. Although the pass there from Kennedy was a bit rushed, so another throw. Quarter hour to go. Everton 0, Manchester City 4 is the scoreline at the moment. If you've just joined us on the TC Hub, JDAT Football, JB Sports, Commentary Hub 2, and Storm FM as well. We're also live on Periscope, Twitter, and Twitch. And Sterner has given away a free kick for Manchester City, who lead this game 4-0. Goal scorers in chronological order. Just to remind you that Vicky Losada got the goal party started after 26 minutes. Janine Becky scored the second, a terrific goal after 35. Then Kadia Shaw with a tap in on 37 minutes. And then on 67 minutes, a superb right-footed free kick from just outside the D, from Steph Orton into the top left-hand corner, has rubber-stamped what's going to be, barring accidents, a very convincing victory here on opening day in the Women's Super League for Manchester City, who certainly have a really good start there. And Gareth Taylor must be a delighted manager at the moment. Willie Kirk will be back to the drawing board as well. And some great stuff coming up as well. So what a way to kick off the Women's Super League, of course. And hopefully we'll be giving you more Women's Super League commentaries as we boost the profile of the women's game throughout the forthcoming women's season as well. And hope you can join us for more Women's Super League action here across the Commentary Hub network. Our streaming partner, of course, is Melon, I should say. I nearly said Lemon. Anyway, here's Turner now, bursting forward. She's not giving up the ghost, Danielle Turner. Can they force one goal back here? Everton ball played in there towards Duggan. Oh, in fact, it wasn't Duggan. Duggan was on the edge of the penalty area, I should say. Here's number 5 now, Bjorn. Bjorn now back to number 6, which is George. Now Turner, and he goes to Christensen. Been a tough old chasing in experience for Everton now. Christensen has the ball just inside the City half, but the ball has been lost. Just the latest score, just to bring you in the Super League at the moment. It's the latest score earlier on. Villa 2, Leicester 1. That's a result. Tottenham 0, Birmingham 0 is a latest score at the moment down in North London. On Merseyside, it's been a chasing the afternoon for Everton, but a great start to the season for Manchester City. There's still about 12 minutes or so of this game still to be played. And a very comfortable evening's work, or afternoon's work, I should say, for Manchester City. Playing some terrific stuff. And looking a very accomplished side at this moment in time. And it's been a question really of so far so good for them. We'll have to play ball over on the far side now. Can Everton make something of this? Ball played in towards the penalty area. Goalkeeper dropped it under pressure, but got it again at the second attempt. Credit to Everton. They haven't given up the ghost just yet. No, 1 or 2 supporters are leaving. I think they've just seen enough. But the majority of the crowd are staying. That's good. There are some fans who are giving up the ghost, of course. Still 11 minutes to go. If Everton can get a second goal back, then or get 2 goals back rather. They haven't scored any. Get 1 or 2 goals back, I should say. Then the goal difference won't be too bad. Talking about damage limitations, really, but you can't legislate for goals like Vicky Losada's or Janine Becky. Could have defended better on the third goal scored by Keandra Shaw. You can't really legislate for free kicks like Steph Orton's either. I mean, 4 out of the 4 goals City have scored, 3 have been top quality goals. Nothing that the goalkeeper could have done about any of the 4 that had gone past her today, McIver. As I say, it's the first game of the season. Nothing's won or lost. Season's not won or lost on the opening day, but City really sending out an intent to Arsenal ladies and to MMA's all conquering Chelsea ladies. I think they try to win a quadruple of sorts. They still have a chance of winning the Women's FA Cup final. This is still last season's FA Cup still to be finished. It's going to be played later on in the year. And we're going to see for the first time Jill Scott. A terrific international vast experience. Really good footballer. And Jill Scott's going to come on now and have 10 minutes cameo. And a good receptionist course as well. She's pleased that she's going to get 10 minutes this afternoon. And why not? She replaces Laura Coombs. So Jill Scott gets an opportunity. She wears 8, incidentally, Jill Scott. Throwing then to Everton. And it's going to be Ricky Cervenki to take it. Yeah, Cervenki now gets the ball back. And then can she... Oh, whoops, there she goes down. Free kick. Well, there, I think by Jill Scott. No, it's not Jill Scott. But there she is now on the ball, or in the area, doing some defensive work now. So, 81.5 minutes gone. 8.5 to play. Everton now just got to make sure that they can just get a couple of goals and just give it a little bit more of a respectability of the scoreline. From the scoreline point of view, they can't win the game. Take a miracle to score 4 in a quick amount of time. Although City managed to score 3 in about 12 minutes. So it is doable. But when you're 4-0 down, it's easier said than done as Scott plays the ball back to Horton. Gets it forward again. She's a wonderful player, Jill Scott. Good on the ball. Good eye for a pass. Should be... There's always a good asset. Now a chance here now for Emsley with a cross now. A chance here. Oh, bit of a defensive frailty there from Manchester City there. And Steph Horton. Not like her to make a little bit of an elementary mistake like that. Trying to over kick it back towards her own goal. But it was a good cross there by Emsley. In fact, actually, I'll give her a bit more credit than she was due. I originally gave her because that was coolly done. But a tough day for the women from Everton. But as I say, better days are ahead. 3 more subs going to be used. Up comes Abagard. And she's replaced by number 13, Galvin. So she's now on. Also, we're going to see Graham on. That's Lucy Graham. And she's replaced Sorensen. And also, in fact, Sorensen is one of the substitutes that has come off as well. Also, Sorensen has just come on, in fact. Galley's the one that was replaced by Graham, and Sorensen has been... I can't tell you who Sorensen's replaced, but I'll get Russ to confirm it in a second or two. The graphics on the television, on my monitor, confused me a little bit, but never mind. Everton have made all 5 of their changes, and they've got a chance for one back off the bar. Sure, it must be in. No! The flag is up anyway for offside as Bjorn tried to tap the rebound in. Eagle-eyed assistant there, Melissa Bergin, spotted that Galvin was offside as the header came in. Let's have a look then on replay. Well, she looks level to me. I think she's level. I think it's the second player there that's Bjorn who's in the offside position. So when it comes back to her on the rebound, she actually becomes active. So it's Bjorn actually who was offside. And only when it came back to her, she was active. And that's good, tenacious play there by the substitute. Hebb, ball back across. And in the end, it just evaded the player charging in at the back post. Opportunity there. I think it might have been Ellen White looking to make inroads there. She was certainly one of 2 players going for it. couldn't possibly tell you who the other player was. Oh, it was Razzo. But anyway, doesn't matter. Still 4-0, and we're coming up to 5 minutes left, plus any stoppages here on the TC Hub. And of course, it's getting towards that time where I've got to make a bit of a tough decision, really, because there's 3 Manchester City players that I do have in mind for man of the match in no particular order. I've got Vicky Losada in the frame. I've also got Janine Becky in the frame, and I've got Steph Orton in the frame for player of the match. So I've got about a couple of minutes to work out who's going to be my player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services for the season. Here on the TC Hub and all the other YouTube platforms, our partners, that is JNet Football, JB Sports, Storm FM and TC Hub 2. Plus, we're on Periscope, Twitter and Twitch. Our Twitter handle, of course, is Commentary Hub 1. Commentary Live, sorry, 1. Commentary Live 1. If you want to take on my Twitter handle, our Twitter handle. And, of course, Russ's Twitter handle is @_media_journal. Journal. And mine is just a plain old @Stutzy83 if you want to check out my Twitter feed as well. And of course, all our commentators as well across the commentary hub as well. And I hope if Mike's listening to this, I hope you've had having a good birthday and you're enjoying our coverage of this game. Everton 0, Manchester City 4. 4 minutes to go. A satisfactory afternoon for Gareth Taylor, who certainly dyed his hair a lot darker than I used to remember it. He used to have blonde locks back in the day. Anyway, 3.5 to go. We'll choose the player of the match at the 88th minute mark and leave it at that. I think it is a toss-up between 3 Manchester City players who have played that well. Steph Orton, Vicky Losada, and certainly Janine Becky. All worthy candidates for that for that player of the match, I should say. As an opportunity now comes for number 14, Sorensen, off the defender for a corner. 3 minutes left to play. At least Everton aren't giving in. That has been a quality of them. If there's any positives for Willie Kirk to take out of this side, the fact that they've not even given up at 4-0 down and gone and attack City. They had an opportunity which has hit the crossbar. Here comes the corner on the far side. Is it going to go in this time? No, it's not going to be Everton's day. Goalkeeper jumps on it, Taib, on the goal line. Here's the replay now. Oh, well, 1 or 2 of the City players getting themselves in a bit of a tangle there. And it was, I think Goving was in there, and so too was a defender there, Bjorn. So 2 almost combining to get another opportunity there for Everton. Free kick to Manchester City, pushing them back, and I think we're gonna see a yellow card. I've got to say that Kirsty Dowett has refereed it in the most sensible way. No problem at all. I think she's had a super match, the referee. Right, it's make my mind up time, and there's, as I said, there was a candidate of a short list of 3: Steph Orton, Vicky Losada, and Janine Becky. And I'm actually going to agree with the television guys that I think Janine Becky, she's had a super game. Janine Becky is going to be my player of the match because basically all the time that she was on, she was running boundlessly down that left-hand channel. She really set things up. The goal that she scored was world-class, all her own work. And I think for that alone, I think she deserves player of the match. But Steph Orton and Vicky Losada, for their terrific play and finishes, deserve great credit. But it's Janine Becky who's the man of the match, sponsored, of course, by Commentary Services, and I think a rightful winner. Here comes a replacement head with a cross, and it's out for a corner. Off Bjorn. So we're practically now into the final minute of the game. City have got the points in the bag, 3 points. They join their rivals at the top, Manchester United. Of course, earlier, Aston Villa beat Leicester City 2-1 in their WSL game. And Tottenham Birmingham are going on at the moment, but I can't. But Russ will keep you up to date with what's going on in that game. As City take the corner towards the back post. It was a good corner there. It was Losada who took the corner. And the Head City, tenacious play now. Ball played back, and Ellen White was in there with the effort after some good work there by the other substitute, Lauren Hemp. And Ellen White just maybe behind her a little bit there as that cross came in from Hemp. To take it behind her on the right foot and do well to actually get it on target and test Sandy McIver. Did really well, actually. We're played in 90 minutes. We've got 4 added minutes. I'm not sure 4 minutes is appropriate, really. I just personally played the 2 minutes and just put Everton out of misery, but 4 it is. But they're going to keep battling away, Everton. They're a good side, and they will do well, I think, as the season goes on. They've got to go to Chelsea next Sunday, which Emma Reyes has got a team of real winners there. They just missed out on the Champions League final. They were beaten 4-0 in the Women's Champions League last season. But they came up against a very strong Barcelona side. As Everton still try to go forward again, and Sorensen trying to make inroads down that left-hand side. But play 1 of the 4 minutes. Good dummy in there by Bjorn there that time. Finds George. George again. Out to the far side. Everton not giving in. 4-0 down they may be. No chance of any points today, but work rate and effort, they certainly get a good 8.5, but at least for effort, even though they're not going to get anything out of this game, sadly. But they played their part in a terrific effort for women's football this afternoon. It's been very enjoyable to watch. Oh, that's a foul. Surely there by Bjorn. Tag back Ellen White, Georgia Stanway, I should say, with a face mask. And the first yellow card that Kirsty Dowie's had to brandish. And it's taken until the 2nd minute of stoppage time. And it's Bjorn who's the unlucky recipient. But mind you, it was a professional foul by Natalie Bjorn. So the referee was right in giving the yellow card there, Kirsty Dowie. And I've got to say, 2 assistants, Emily Carney and Melissa Bergin, have all had super games themselves. Very eagle-eyed to teach the men officials a few tricks. That is for sure. Chasing in afternoon, though, for Danielle Turner and her troops, but when you're up against a top-class side in Manchester City who have got high-quality players, England internationals, but she's given away a free kick there. When they've got got top internationals, then there's no disgrace because they're giving it their all. Now, Ratzo's actually in quite some discomfort there. And maybe she's jarred her head a little bit. Gareth Taylor now feeling the chilliness of the Merseyside afternoon. Putting his jacket on. Ratzo's hurt her neck, and that's a very dangerous sort of injury to have. She's got a smile on her face. I think she's going to be okay. She's going to be fine. But she's smiling all right. That's no doubt about that. She's going to come off as his protocol now. And until the referee's quite happy. Then City just down for the 10 men. We're inside the final minute of the 4. McIver wanted to get on with it quickly. I don't think there's much point now. Brazzo is back on the field, I'm pleased to tell you. Well, been a terrific performance. 4-star performance from Manchester City. Clean sheet to boot. Can't be anything better, can it, really? And Janine Becky, the player of the match, I should say, very deserving of that accolade. That's number 4 now. Stevenki has the ball now as she tries to engineer one last opportunity now. Can they get that goal? Chance inside the penalty area, and it just will not go in. Emsley trying the shot. It comes off a defender. Out for a throw-in. Was now into time added on. At the end of the time added on. I don't think there'll be too much else to be added on now. All eyes on referee Kirsty Dowie. But she's yet to put whistle to lips yet. Ball played into the penalty area. That should be the goalkeeper's and is. She takes it nicely on the inside the 6-yard area. And Manchester City now should bring about their victory. We play 30 seconds over the 4. And that should be that now. This kick from the hands And that should be that, as she kicks off the ground. And still we play on here at Goodison. We're just adding about 45, 50 seconds on, just for the injury that Razo picked up towards the end. Ball not forward. Chances here now for the number 14 to get down there, Sorensen, but she can't. The ball into touch. And that should be that. We've played a minute over the 4. I don't think there'll be too much else now to add on. At the end of a bad afternoon for Everton. The referee's blown before the goal kick could be taken anyway. Great moment for Gareth Taylor's men. Good start to the season. 4 goals, a clean sheet on their troubles. You can't get better than that. They'll go top on goal difference above the likes of Manchester United, but still plenty of teams still to come. That is for sure. Aston Villa won their match 2-1 earlier today, as well against Leicester City. Last night, United won 2-0 at Lee. So things starting to shape up. There's the big one tomorrow between Arsenal ladies and Emma Hayes, all conquering Chelsea ladies. But today, it's been all about Manchester City and their 4-star performance. Vicky Losada got the goal scoring after a cracking start after 26 minutes. She got the party started. 10 minutes later, our player of the match, Janine Becky, with a super individual goal, cutting it from the left-hand side and shooting from 20 yards. Then, Kadia Shaw, nicknamed Bunny, made it 3 with a nice little simple tap-in after some good work from Laura Coombs, from Caroline Weir, I should say. And then Steph Orton on 67 minutes, making the scoreline absolutely complete with a super free kick with the right foot. Certainly up there. But some terrific goals scored by Manchester City today. They've been full value for their victory. As for Everton, a chasing inexperience for them. But it's only the first game. And Willie Kirk's men cannot be too despondent. There's no shame in losing 4-0 to a high-quality Man City side. Well, we'll hand back to us now with the news here at Goodison Park that it's finished here. Everton ladies 0, Manchester City ladies 4.
Thank you very much there, JB, and a superb display from Manchester City in the end, running out 4-0 winners, and a deserved win, as I mentioned, in the end. It's still 0-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium between Tottenham and Birmingham, being playing round about the 29 minute mark in that match. 28 minutes gone in that game, and Tottenham 0, Birmingham 0. Birmingham just won a free kick over on the far side left, I believe. No, it's gone now for a throw. It looked like it was a free kick. The referee gave a throw in. Got that on in the studio here. But Manchester City win by 4-0, and they go top of the FAWSL in the Women's Super League today. I'll just go around the grounds and give you all the latest scores as I have got them before we do head off. I'll bring you the scores very, very soon for the match today. Superb performance from Manchester City, incidentally. Still 0-0, as I mentioned, between Tottenham and Birmingham. We'll bring you up to date until we finish the programme in around about 10 minutes' time with any updates in that game. I'll let you know what's happening and who's total scored. Is currently 1-0 to Accrington against Shrewsbury Town in League 1. 0-0 between FC Wimbledon and Oxford, and it's 1-0 to Cheltenham against MK Dons in League 2. Bradford 1, Walsall 0. If I don't mention the game, it's still goalless, just so I can run him through a bit quicker. Bradford 1, Walsall 0, Carlisle 1, Salford 0, Mansfield 1, Harrogate 1, Oldham 0, Barrow 1, Orville 1, Rochdale 1. In the National League, Altrincham 1, Dover 1, Dagenham 0, Wiltstone 1, Eastleigh 2, Kingsley 0, Grimsby 1, Barney 0, Maidenhead 0, Torquay 2, Solihull Moors 0, Weymouth 2, Southend 1, Wrexham 0, National League North, Chester 1, Alfreton Town 0, Chorley 3, Gloucester 0, Gloucester down to 10 men. In that one, Darlington 1, Bedford Park Avenue 1, Hereford 0, Spennymoor 1, Kettering 1, AC Fylde 1, Leamington 0, Curzon Ashton 2, Southport 1, Gateshead 0, York 1, Farsley 0, National League South Bath 0, Dorford 1, Chelmsford 1, Dorking 0, Concord 1, Emma Hempstead 0, East Bournemouth 1, Dulwich Hamlin 0, Ebbsfleet 0, Hamilton Waterlooville 2, Oxford City 0, Maidstone 1, St Albans 0, Chippenham 1, Welling 0, Slough 1, and in the FA Cup first qualifying round, the Jersey Bulls have gone through. They've beaten VCD Athletic by 5 goals to 1. Other scores, other games currently in progress. There, as we mentioned during the programme, is still. They finished 2-1 to Aston Villa against Leicester. Villa coming from behind. We heard Manchester City beat Everton by 4 goals to 0 with the brilliant commentator JB. Tottenham 0, Birmingham 0 is the latest score coming up towards the final 10 minutes of the match. And in the Women's Championship, it finished Watford. Its latest score is Watford 0, Liverpool 3, and there's a World Cup qualifier going on right now, and what I can tell you is Finland are beating Kazakhstan 1-0 with 15 minutes left to play in that one this afternoon. So some of the scores there for you from the matches that's been played today. So if you want to keep up to date with that, check out the websites, check out the local TV stations. They can get the scores on, but for all the scores on there for the rest of the evening. But we finish our coverage now after a superb game at Goodison Park. Everton 0, Manchester City 4. Thank you to JB for our debut commentary on the Women's Super League. From all of us here at the Commentary Hub, once again, happy birthday to our friend Mike Orman. And thank you to everyone who's tuned in today and enjoyed our coverage. Birmingham almost struggling to get the ball away. It was a clash of heads, I think, between the Tottenham player, should I say, and the Birmingham player. I'm just watching this incident here again now. Arm in the back from the number 12, and then she looked like she got kicked in the head afterwards. But Birmingham have got a free kick for a later challenge in there. 0-0 in that one, about 10 minutes to go until the break. So if you are enjoyed our coverage of the Women's Super League, our debut match in the competition, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll hopefully bring you some more WSL matches throughout the coming weeks and months. From all of us here, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again in the not so distant future. From all of us here, goodbye.